she said she was Somali first, Muslim second. She didn't mention being American or caring about American interests. Josh, she's proclaiming here that she has an allegiance to a foreign nation. Surely these comments are not only deeply disturbing, but grounds for expulsion.
Rita, in a just world, they would absolutely be grounds for expulsion. They're also wildly hypocritical beyond words that I can possibly describe. I mean, let's recall that as soon as she was elected to Congress back in the fall of 2018, it took Ilhan Omar, maybe a month and a half or so until she started tweeting about how, quote, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. Who can forget that one? And she was talking back then about AIPAC and other pro-Israel groups operating in the United States. So, she would be the very first person. Let's just say, Rita, let's say hypothetically, this was a Jewish member of Congress who was saying that he or she had an allegiance to Israel. Can you imagine?
Guys, if you thought that you'd seen anti-American, unhinged insanity from Congresswoman Ilhan Omar already, well, you have. I'm sure that you probably have. But I don't think you've seen anything quite like this. I'm going to show you something that you're never ever going to be able to unsee. And if you're anything like me, you're going to absolutely lose your mind listening to this woman talk. So there's a video going viral on Twitter that allegedly shows Ilhan Omar essentially admitting that she's an unregistered foreign agent, which if you're keeping track, which I'm sure that you are, she's not the first Democrat to swear a dual allegiance. And really, Democrats, they don't have to get registered under FARA. No one seems to care. But she is, however, the first to just come out and proudly say it. And I'm not sure if she thinks that we don't know how to use Google Translate or if she just doesn't give a shit anymore what we think. I think it's probably the latter. I think that she thought that she could say whatever she wants in a foreign language and no one's going to care. She probably thought no one's going to find out. But luckily, someone in that crowd of African refugees in Minneapolis is the kind of refugee that is proud to be here, thankful to be here, and like a lot of immigrants, loves this country. So they filmed her and they put her on blast. And if the translation is correct, which I kind of hope that it's not because it's so damning and so bad, but if it is, it's a serious issue, man. It is a real serious issue. I'm going to show it to you guys and then we can try and figure it all out together, talk about what it means. But first, guys, please be a part of the channel's growth. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is going to be a very, very important year for conservative voices, and your support really, really does matter. So here's where we're at. It sounds basically like there's some ancient territorial land dispute involving Somalia. And she thinks that she can drag the U.S. military into more pointless conflict. I don't know, it's kind of hard to follow, but take a look.
Annaga haddii aan nahay dad Soomaali ah, waxaan nahay dad isjecel. Waa laga yaabaa meelaha qaarkood inaan isku xagxaganno, laakiin haddii runtii ay imaato waxaan nahay dad isku tashto, dad walaalo ah, dad dhiig lah, dad isku og inay Soomaali yihiin, inay Muslim yihiin, oo iyagana isku hiiliya, dadka walaalahoodna u hiiliya. Marka daraad markii ayaan dhexdaas markii aan maqalnay in qaar Soomaali ah ama Soomaali sheegato in Ethiopia ay la galeen maba aqaan af Soomaali wixii lagu dhaho agreement heshiis Maxamuud Nuur hadda aniga Soomaaliga badiyo soo ceeb ma aha dad badan ay soo wacay oo waxay leeyihiin Ilhaan dawladda Mareykanka inaan la hadashid waaye dawladda Mareykanka maxay ka qabanaysaa jawaabteedu waxay ahayd dawladda Mareykanka waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dawladda Mareykanka qabo waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali haddii aan nahay wadankan annaga ku nool wadankii aan annaga tax ka dhiibno waaye waa wadankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress-ka fadhiso.
Yeah, so basically, members of the Somali government have called her through unofficial channels and implored her to use her position within the United States government to ensure that we can stop a deal between Somaliland, and full disclosure, I have pretty much no idea what that means. The best I can tell from Googling is it's a group that is broken away from Somalia itself. Anyway, a deal between them and Ethiopia that will allow access to the sea for Ethiopia to trade. They're a landlocked country. So apparently this is actually very, very bad for the nation of Somalia. And Omar's response is, this will only happen if Somali Americans, meaning our American involvement in it. It will only happen if Somalian Americans make their voices heard here, which, it's a good answer, I guess. Make these poor people believe that if they scream loud enough, the American government will get involved in yet another place that no one's ever heard of. But, just think about this for 1 second. What if some Republican congressman, someone like Matt Gaetz, especially Matt Gaetz, or what if Jared Kushner was back-channeled like this by some foreign government? The left would lose their mind. Ilhan Omar herself, would completely lose her mind. But that's not the point of this video. The point here is that Ilhan Omar, in this situation at least, right here at least, is working for the best interest of a place that no one's ever heard of, and not America. She's not working for the best interests of Americans, which is who she works for, I think.
intii aniga aan Congress joogo wadanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan wadanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in annaga ayna dhacaan marka taas ka seexda reer Minnesota gabadhii Congress u dirsateen way idin
Yeah, that escalated pretty fast. She just said, again, allegedly, if the translation is correct, she just said, I'm here to protect the interests of Somalia from within the United States. Apparently, she doesn't like Ethiopia very much. I don't know what the whole culture history is there. I have no idea. But apparently, she doesn't like Ethiopia. I'm not completely sure of her story exactly, but my assumption is when you're a refugee, which she was, you essentially got rescued from this place, right? And I think maybe your allegiance to the country that rescued you should probably be, commensurate with that, would be my guess. That's, I think, what my approach would be. But I don't know. I'm just an evil conservative. What do I know?
ka war haysaa sidaad idinka u dareemaysiin dantaas ay u dareemeen madaxweyne xasan shiiqna waxaan leeyahay waan kugu faraxsanahay shaqada fiican aad qabatay in dadka Soomaaliya iyo dadka meel kasta ku nool aad dareensiisay si kasta anaga aan u dhibanahay Soomaali hadii aan nahay waxaan nahay dad karti leh dad wadankooda aqoonsan dad wadankoodii aan wiligood danger laga gelin karin marka waxaan reer Minnesota iyo Soomaalida meel kasta ku nool adeerkaya hadda mar dhow ka hadlaayay idinkaga hambalyeynaya sida aad iskugu wada duuban tihiin sida aad kulligiin u garab istaagteen madaxweynaheena because wuu u baahan yahay in kulligeen aan garab istaagno Soomaaliya waa Soomaali Soomaaliya waa hal walaal
I think what she meant to say was Somalis are all brothers and sisters, husbands and wives. I'll leave that right there for you. If you don't know what I'm referencing, leave me a comment and I'll clear it all up for you.
aan wadanahay dhulkeena laga ma kala qeybsanaayo dhulal baa naga maqan aan raadsanaynaa insha Allah mar maalinta laakiin inta aan haysan hadda lama kala qeybinaayo marka waa mahadsantihiin dhamaantiin sidaad ii sharaftiin oo markasta aad iigu soo dhawaysiin ilaahay idin sharfo assalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuh
So yeah, you guys see that. Obviously, I do not speak that language, right? I'm putting a lot of trust in that translation, but I'm sure we'll find out pretty quickly if it is or is not accurate. But assuming that it is accurate, right? She sounds a whole lot like an unregistered and really unapologetic foreign agent. And all I have to say about that is this. We need representatives in our representative government to represent us. If she wants to represent Somalis, then please, by all means, she should really make an effort to represent the Somalis in her home state and in her home district. Something tells me she doesn't, not until it's time to come beg them for their vote. But, here's what I really believe. If Rand Paul or anyone, if anyone gave that same speech in reference to Israel, she would absolutely lose her mind. And honestly, she'd be right to lose her mind. There is still a difference between advocating for a nation or advocating for people, and as she put it, being here to protect the interests of another nation from within the United States. Those things are not the same, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a dumb conservative. What do I know? But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.